He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it for Frazier.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Micaiah touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Volusia wins it. The championship.
And welcome to the 2A Baseball State Semifinals. We're at Duffy Bass Field on the campus of Illinois State University here in Normal, Illinois. I'm Nathan Believa alongside Lee Hall, and we are ready for our second semifinal of the day. The Pioneers from Normal University High School taking on the Midgets of Freeburg. The winner will play Elmhurst Timothy Christian at 7 p.m. in the state championship game. The loser will turn around and pretty much within an hour be playing the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin after the Trojans from Timothy Christian rallied for 4 runs, top 7, to knock off the #1 team in the state earlier today. You see there for Freeburg, Lane Otten, the starting pitcher today in this one. And Lee, a couple of wrinkles. One, because of the schedule change and everything else moved, the state finals got moved from Peoria here in Normal. This is Normal UHigh's home field because you can see the high school behind the wall in left field. So that's one. But two, they're the visiting team because of the way the bracket played out here. So they usually play on this field, they're the home team. And instead today, they're over in the first base dugout, and they're batting first. And here's Carson Bonaparte to get it underway. And Otten's pitch misses for a ball. Both teams.
This is the kind of road game they'll take, I
right,
guess.
Yeah. Slept in their own beds.
Yeah.
Ready to go. The Pioneers 31-3. And there's a strike, and the Midgets are 35-3. Otten pitched 9 times. He's not lost, and there's a swing and a miss. 7-0, a 1.25 ERA, 32 strikeouts in 39 innings.
There was a 2-seam fastball, cutter, changeup. He's clocked about mid-80s, 83 to 85 on the gun.
And Coach Gerke told me he was waiting to see matchups, who they were going to play, and what the lineup was going to be. As a ground ball hit into left field, and Bonaparte gets it going, and it's a sizable UHigh student section, as you would expect. They've taken up the first, what do we got? First 5 rows, 6 rows of the bleachers right there next to their dugout.
Nice.
All students. Rocking mostly green, white, and yellow, and there's a couple rows of blue on the student side from Freeburg. So from Normal UHigh, they could walk over from the school, although obviously not in session right now. And the pitch, a ground ball to second base, flip to second for 1, on to first. That is not in time. Our umpiring crew for this one, D. Ray Tucker is behind the plate. Mike Wiley is at first. Adam Holloman at third. We have that crew for game 1 this morning, and then the umpire crews will switch up for tonight's games. Freeburg, 179 miles from campus on Monroe Street. Coming up 555, population of 4,400 down in Freeburg. Their enrollment 647. And the pitch is low. It's their 6th trip to state. They got first in 1989, and for UHigh, it's their 8th trip to state. They got first in 98 and 2012. Whereas Timothy Christian, who they will face later, will be looking to lift that trophy with the #1 on it for the first time as a baseball team. In fact, Timothy Christian's hoping to pull the double today. Their girls soccer team is just now starting in the soccer semifinals, and here's another grounder to second. Another try at a double play. This time they turn it. 4-6-3 to get Conklin. So a leadoff single eventually erased, and we go bottom 1, no score. We head into the bottom of the first inning here today, as the Pioneers did not score in the top of the first, and now taking on Freeburg here in the bottom of the first, and Matt Sauser is on the mound and ready to go for the Pioneers. He'll face Lane Otten, Colin Brueggemann, and Eli Horner here in the first inning. Sauser's numbers on the season. The sophomore is 6-0, the 0.20 ERA. In fact, they have 3 pitchers with ERAs under 0.6. Jake Swartz is 0.55. McCallum Conklin is 0.40. And Salzer's got 53 strikeouts and 20 walks in 35 innings. And a sophomore, the verbal commitment to the University of Iowa.
Fastball, slider, changeup. He'll get it up there in the upper 80s. He can throw any pitch on any count. He's confident in all of them. Coach Steve Paxton says the ball comes late out of his hand, and they talk about spin rate now. That's one of the new things. He says it's off the charts with this kid.
His brother Jack pitched to UHigh in class of 2019, is now at Northwestern. Mom has been very helpful to me as a soccer announcer because she's the administrator for IHSA Soccer. So we've spent quite a few times calling state finals up in Naperville for the girls, Hoffman Estates in East Peoria for the boys, and Beth provides all that information. So I saw the name and I immediately emailed her and said, "Hey, that's your kid?" She said, "Yep."
Yeah. I'm sure I was talking to him and messing with him as a young man when they were at Carver Arena or Redbird Arena, and just, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know.
So Otten flies out to center, and here is Cullen Brueggemann. Colin is a senior, 472, 12 home runs. It's the most of any of the players we have seen here today. They don't list the heights and weights on the Freeburg roster as some of the teams do, but that's a big boy in the left-hander's batter's box right now. And we've been waiting, Lee, to see a ball hit out of Duffy Bass Field. This is the start of our 6th game over the last 2 days, and Colin might be the guy to do it. We had 3 balls hit off the wall by Sacred Heart Griffin earlier today. We had 1 hit off the wall yesterday by Chase Dodson in the 1A tournament, but nothing's cleared the wall yet in fair territory. And this one's fouled back and out of play. Not that I'm calling one, just saying.
Drew Gerke says that Colin is their go-to guy. He's a power guy, obviously, after you mentioned his numbers. Power guy. He uses all fields, power to all fields.
He's behind 1-2 and skies the ball to center field. Conklin in and now over towards left center to make the catch. It's Evan Jones in left. McCallum Conklin is in center. Chase Adams in right for the Pioneers. Carson Bonaparte's at third. Daniel Mosell's at short. Matt Armstrong's at second, and Carson Beal at first. Evan Kokel behind the plate, and Matt Sauser on the mound. Sauser will not bat. Matthew Davenport is the DH for the Pioneers, and here's Eli Horner taking the strike. I like the white stripes on the Freeburg Midgets uniforms going across the middle and on the sleeves. And they're blue and white. That's foul back. A gray and white combination for UHigh doesn't necessarily make it from this distance easy to read the numbers and the Pioneers' name across the chest. I like their green and gold ones. As a broadcaster, much easier to read.
Yeah, light numbers on light jerseys, dark numbers on dark jerseys. There needs to be some kind of a rule.
I'm sure the kids love them, but broadcasters don't. No. So that's just us being selfish.
Well,
420.
So be it. That's why we're broadcasters.
429 average for Horner, and he chased that one down on strikes and a 1-2. Scoreless here at Duffy Bass Field. You're watching live coverage of the IHSA Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network. NFHSnetwork.com/IHSA is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of Illinois high school playoff action. We go to the second. Evan Jones will lead it off. Jones wears number 7, plays in left field for the Pioneers. And that one bounces in. Excuse me, where's number 8 and plays left field for the Pioneers. He's hitting .360, 3 homers, 5 doubles, and a pair of triples.
According to Steve Paxton, he will be the next D1 guy for the Pioneers. He's uncommitted as of right now.
Well, they ain't got a bunch of them. And he takes the strike here.
Well, McAllen Conklin will play his college games on his high school home field.
That's right. 2-1 outside for a
he's
ball.
Going to ISU, which is also on the other side of the fence.
Right.
So
3-1. And that's ball 4. Carson Bonaparte, who led off the game, going to Notre Dame. Chase Adams, who batted second, and then Conklin, you just mentioned, was hitting third. He's going to ISU. We just talked about Evan Jones. Now it's Carson Beal. Then Daniel Moselle is batting sixth. He's going to Heartland. Matthew Davenport is in the 8 slots going to Augustana. So is Connor Herbert. And this pitch is hit out to left center field. Smith is there for it and retires Beal. I know I missed somebody in there. Jake Schwartz is a junior who's verbal to Illinois. We talked about Sauser to Iowa, and then Trevor Young to Southwestern Illinois. And we talked earlier in the SHG game, so Daniel Moselle is a shortstop who is going to Heartland. And Sam Antonacci of SHG is a shortstop that's going to Heartland. So one of them might either be playing third or playing second and to get them both in the lineup at the same time. We'll see what the plan is over there for those guys next year. As here is Moselle, the shortstop, standing in 1-0. And
good problem to have if you're the Heartland coach, for sure.
got to give a shout out as Daniel Moselle stands in, by the way, because we've had a fantastic group of students and workers and helpers up here throughout yesterday and today, and getting this lineup, getting this box scores. That pitch is going to go all the way to the backstop. And Jones thought about going towards third, but they've been bringing us box scores and lineups and sending us stuff, and even grabbed us lunch one day,
yeah.
and bring stuff in. And one of those young men helping out is Daniel Moselle's brother. When he came in to airdrop us a lineup, and it popped up and said, Moselle said, "Wait a second, that's your brother?" He said, "Yep, he's a shortstop." So big thanks to Matt and all these other guys and gals that have been up here helping us out throughout the day, today and yesterday. And Daniel with the swing and a miss here, 1-2.
Yeah, and thanks to all the coaches. I got to talk to each and every coach on the phone in 1A and 2A, so that's invaluable when you're trying to prepare for a broadcast, and our appreciation to them as well.
Yeah, that's a quick turnaround, too. We were calling and emailing them all Monday night, Tuesday morning, and they all got back to us in that 40-an-hour window, which is great. And here's a line drive out to center field, down for a base hit. Making the turn at third is Jones. The throw from center is offline, and the Pioneers take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. Moselle delivers.
And good base running by Moselle on the throw to the plate. It went past the cutoff man, and Moselle advanced to second on the throw to the plate.
I'll bring up the catcher, Evan Kokel. Junior's hitting .348, 5 homers, 8 doubles. And that's fouled out of play. He has driven in 26. UHigh's 31-3. They lost to Washington 2-1 on April 17th. They actually split a doubleheader. They won game 2, 4-0. Washington went to state, ended up with 4th place. That was in 3A. That pitch is outside. That was on April 17th. They didn't lose again until May 20th. They lost a conference game to Springfield High, 5-3. Springfield won the 3A state title last night. Then they won 4 in a row, and they lost to Sacred Heart Griffin 7-4 on May 25th. Sacred Heart Griffin was the number 1 team in the state all year and just lost in the first semifinal here. Those are the 3 losses for UHigh. The pitch is a strike.
Those are going to the column of quality losses.
They beat Chatham Glenwood 9-8. They beat Pleasant Plains, who was in the sectional final, by 10. They beat Jacksonville, the only team that beat SHG. They knocked off Glenwood again. They beat Moline, a 4A team, twice. Beat Limestone. In the regionals, they beat El Paso Gridley 13-2 and IBC 7-2. They won the sectional over Macomb 3-2. That pitch is high and tight, and then they beat Eureka 5-0 in the sectional final, and then they had to go all the way over to Bloomington in the super sectional, the Illinois Wesleyan's campus, and they beat last year's 1A champions, Ottawa Marquette, who was up to 2A this year, 9-2.
And that's at least a mile. Maybe 2.
That one's fouled out of play. Not even 2. 1.7 according to the Google Maps on a direct drive from here to Illinois Wesleyan. That's how far they had to go for the super. They're right back here now for the state. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Otten gets a big strikeout with the runner standing in scoring position, and Matthew Davenport will bat.
Good pitch there from Otten, no doubt.
Davenport is a senior. 274 average, a double and a triple. And he's DHing for Sauser. The pitch is low. And that's when he mostly gets his at-bats. When Sauser pitches, Matt has 6 at-bats on the year as a pitcher. So when he's out there, or when Connor Herbert is pitching, Connor Herbert has no at-bats but has scored 10 runs as a designated runner and then has pitched 26 innings. So when those two pitch, Davenport hits, and he takes a strike called here.
He's the fastest player on the roster, according to Steve Paxson, so he gets on base. Watch out. He might steal. He might take an extra base.
Steve Paxton's had 3 stops in his coaching career. He started, actually make that 4, as the pitch misses low. He started at Galva, 4 years there from 99 to 02, then moved right down the road to Kewanee. 3 years there with 40 wins. Then went to Brimfield from 06 to 13. 8 years, won 204 games at Brimfield. That pitch inside and goes all the way to the backstop to move Moselle to third. And he came to UHigh in 2015 and is 164 and 44. You take those last 14 years between Brimfield and UHigh, and he is 368 to the good and 108 to the bad. So that's a plus 260 wins in that stretch.
Yep, 445 wins overall, and he's really proud of the fact he started the program at Galva. He's really proud of that.
Ball 4 to Davenport will bring Matt Armstrong to the plate. They last came to state in 2012, won the state title under Jim Collins. They were 29 and 10 that year. The 98 team won 40 games, 40 and 3. They won state under Greg B. Finished third under B in 96. They've won 8 in a row. Pitch inside, runner goes to second, throw down, and not in time. Davenport steals second. As you said, when he gets on base, look out, and the runner did not attempt to come home from third. Two down for Armstrong. Ground ball right side and through. A base hit for Matt Armstrong. Second runner coming home. Throw is in time, but it skipped over the catcher. They will get an out at second base to end the inning, but both runs score. Moselle and Davenport cross the plate. Then Armstrong's out at second base to end the inning. Put 2 on the board. It's 3-0 UHigh. Mid-2. And leadoff walks have really gone on to hurt teams, and that's what happened there in the top of the second. Evan Jones, a leadoff walk, a 1-out single, and then boom, you get 3 runs in the inning. A 2-out walk mixed in there as well.
Yeah.
But these walks have hurt teams throughout. We saw it hurt Sacred Heart Griffin this morning, and it hurt both Mount Pulaski in the semifinal, and then in the final last night, late in the ball game, nearly cost South Central the state championship in 1A, but they were able to bounce back and get a couple of seventh-inning outs after loading the bases. And here's a strike from Sauser to Eli Hill. Hill, a junior, hitting .455. Second best average on the Midgets roster, and the pitch bounces in. 2 homers, 36 driven in, 13 doubles. Only Brueggemann has a better average and more doubles. This pitch out to right field. Move Adams back a little bit. He's got plenty of room and hauls it in. They've won 13 in a row. The Midgets have. They lost to Carlisle May 21st, 4-0. That was their most recent loss. They lost back-to-back games in April, 7-5 to Belleville East and 5-2 to Civic Memorial. But they swept the May 1st doubleheader against Jabot Catholic and kind of took off from there. Pitch is low. They were 4-2 and went from there to 31-3. They beat Althoff Catholic 11-1 to start the regional, beat Modern Eye 12-2 to win the regional. That's off the corner. They beat Newton 16-1. They run-ruled Columbia 11-1 in the sectional final. And then Harrisburg, a team that a lot of people thought were going to be here for the weekend, they beat them 15-8 down in Carbondale in the Super on Monday. And the pitch is a strike.
They trailed that game by 6 at one point.
Hugh Gerke's been at Freeburg since 2011, 229 wins, 112 losses. They got third in 2014. This pitch is fouled out of play. We're at 30 wins that year, 30-9, and they didn't actually play the third place game. And he mentioned that to you, Lee, about the third place game, that he's like, hey, we wanted to play that.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of rain. 2-2's a swing and a miss. Hots down on strikes. That was in 2014 at Dozer Park in Peoria, and there'd been a lot of rain. Games were moved back, were moved all over the place both days, and I think it was both 1A. I know 2A, obviously, but I think 1A also canceled the third place game because they were working to get the championship games in, and then one of those championship games was called after the 5th inning because of rain. I think that was Byron and Pleasant Plains.
Yeah, they moved the championship game up to make sure they got that in, and then they got and
Pleasant Plains won in 5 innings, I think.
Yeah, they got into a rain situation and just canceled the game. So, yeah, a lot of times you hear some griping about third place games and they're meaningless, and that was a little bit refreshing to hear from Gerke. He's like, yeah, we were pretty upset we didn't play, because you look at their entry in the record books, and they only played 1 game at state, and they got third. So
they come out of the Cahokia Conference. Dean Brueggemann has got a couple of kids on the teams, an assistant coach. The 1-2 out pitch is skied foul. Colin and Jace are the sons of Dean Brueggemann. He's one of their assistant coaches. They won state in '89, back to state in '01, and were runners-up in '02.
The state champs in '89, 34-3, and that's what Freeburg is right now. So they can add to that this weekend.
Swing and a miss.
Great breaking pitch.
Sauser, back-to-back strikeouts. He's got 3 total games available for all subscribers via the NFHS Network Live mobile app for Apple and Android devices. Download the app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today to start watching live games wherever you are. First pitch of the 3rd inning to Carson Bonaparte is popped foul out of play. Mentioned Bonaparte heading to Notre Dame next year.
Saw an interview with him from a little while back, right after he announced, and he's serious about a pro dream, wants to play in the ACC and play in front of the scouts. And he almost beat that out.
He almost did, and take another look at this. Nice play at third base by Freaking. There's one down, and that Irish team had a really good year. Almost made it to Omaha, falling in 3 games to Mississippi State last weekend in the Supers down in Starkville, which is on my bucket list. And if you're a baseball fan, that place should be on your bucket list to watch a college game. They set a Super Regionals record last week and then broke it the next day and then broke that the next day.
Wow.
The 0-1's a swing and a miss. They are loud and they have fun. And they ring those cowbells down there in Stark Vegas. 0-2, and Notre Dame had them on the ropes.
I think is it the first year for their coach? Second year?
Notre Dame first, yeah. Ground ball hit into left field and a base hit for Chase Adams, who had a walk-off single in the sectionals. Yeah, first year there, and his kid's on NC State, who is going to Omaha. NC State plays the first game tomorrow against Stanford.
Can you see home plate from here?
Yeah.
There's a lot of recycled tires on there.
You had the old Duster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when Moselle or Davenport, whichever one slid head first across home plate, chalked up some of that stuff, and they didn't clear it.
I mean, it's pretty well covered. You can't see it from there, I don't think, but our vantage point back here. I guess you've been umpiring for years. You know where the plate is, right?
Stealing second, and safely is Adams on a close play.
Pretty good throw back there from Ott. Coach Gerke said he's got a decent arm and he's very accurate. Well, it was right on the money.
Conklin's had not only a heck of a season, but just a great postseason run, too. You look at his overall stats for the ISU-bound player, and he's hitting .439, 5 homers, 26 driven in. He's 2-1 with a 0.40 ERA, and he fouls this one back. And he and Chase Adams combined a no-hit eureka in the sectional final, which was a final score of 5-0, and then Conklin homered to help him get to that 5 as well. So, pretty good day when you combine on a no-hitter and you go deep.
Yeah, and ISU coach Steve Holm, his future head coach, was there to witness that 2-run homer. That didn't hurt.
2-2 is outside for a ball, full count. The Max Preps rankings on June 1st, UHigh was number 6 overall. The Prep Baseball Report had him as high as number 4. Here's a ground ball back to the mound. They've got the runner Adams hung out to dry here. See if they can execute. And Otten says, I'm not worried about executing. I'm just going to chase him down and tag him myself.
Remember the rundown we had yesterday?
It
was the exact same kind of thing. They had 2 guys at third base, and then they got the guy hung up between second and third, and the catcher made the throw to third base, and by that time the guy scampered back to second. And I said, what you have to do there is run right at the runner, and that was excellent job there by Otten.
Otten went and got him. Yeah, yesterday catcher then made the wrong throw, then the third baseman made the wrong throw, and the ball ended up in right field, and a couple runs scored, and that's the difference between a big inning and a no inning, and this pitch in the dirt to Jones.
And that's the second one unassisted play we've had. The pitcher in the first game, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the one from Father McGivney.
Yeah, last night.
Yep. Oh, was it last night?
Just picked up the ball, and ran to first himself, and said, "I'm not throwing this ball to anybody." And there's a foul ball down the.
Yeah, fielded it and ran over to the first baseman.
The unique one from the first game today was the SHG pitcher who bailed out his first baseman covering first on a very athletic play when the first baseman dove for the ball, and it was a 4-1 out at first base. And we were like,
"Yeah," because the first baseman dove to his right.
You don't see a lot of those 4-1s when there's no shift.
Right.
This foul ball down the third base line from Evan Jones. Jones walked and started that rally in the second inning as the Pioneers put 3 on the board.
Yeah, sorry, last night kind of ran into today a little bit.
1 and 2 down.
That's what I love about baseball, though. You can go to games all your life and still see stuff you never see. I've never seen that before, where a pitcher would field it just off the dirt and then run to first base like last night. And then that one where he fielded it and ran the guy back and tagged him out.
We also had the play last night where ground ball back to the mound and the pitcher kicked it to the first baseman and it rolled right into his glove.
Yeah.
For the 1-3 where he never touched the ball with his hand. Little soccer ball.
Yeah, I forgot about that
right
one.
to him, and that pitch is in the dirt, 2-2. Freeburg trying to get through this third inning now with 2 outs. It was a runner on second, 1 out. Now it's a runner on first, 2 down. But the cleanup man, Evan Jones, at the plate and takes the ball, full count. Two down. Ground ball, third base is foul.
Otten having to work a little bit here. Sectional final, he allowed just 2 hits in 5 innings of work. And I think he only threw about 39 pitches, if I remember right.
There's a called strike 3. Evans thought he was headed to first base to extend the inning. He's caught top. Ready to go again is Matt Sauser. 6 up, 6 down, 3 strikeouts so far. He'll face Cade Smith, Will Fraking, and Jacob Blumenkamp. Cade Smith, the left fielder. It's a senior hitting .387, 5 doubles, 16 driven in. First pitch swinging right to the shortstop Moselle, and there's a 1 down.
Nice easy 1-hopper that time for Moselle. Hit pretty hard by Smith though. First pitch swinging there.
.333 average for Will Fraking. The home run, 10 driven in and 3 doubles.
We talked about that super sectional win over Harrisburg where they trailed by 6. And Will had a 3-run homer in the 9-run 4th inning for the Midgets that they spurred their comeback and won 15-8 after trailing by 6 runs.
That'll flip a game, right? Down 6, score 9.
Not bad.
2 O's outside for a ball. The 1-out pitch. That's strike.
The Midgets have a little help over there in the dugout. I'm sure we can't see him, but they have a dancing figure of Stitch from Walt Disney fame, from Lilo and Stitch fame.
Fraking tried to get all the way to that, and he went around. He almost wore it and ended up with strike 2. Dancing Stitch, huh?
Yes. And so far, he's undefeated in the postseason.
3-2. Check swing. Did he go? No. First base runner of the day.
I think that was a good call. I don't think he went. Let's see. I think he held.
I agree with you. Here's Jacob Blumenkamp. Senior hitting .299. Pair of doubles, pair of triples. 14 driven in, and the first hit of the game for the Midgets. It comes right after a walk, and they've got 2 on, 1 out as they roll the lineup over to Lane Otten.
Drew Gerke says Blumenkamp is of the philosophy grip it and rip it, and that's what he did. John Daly up there swinging on the first pitch and poking it through the right side to put a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Pitcher can help his cause here. Otten's a .417 hitter on the year, and he's got 22 driven in. Bounces all the way to the backstop.
About a 59-footer there.
And Coco couldn't block that one. Started catching as a sophomore. And he's got a bunch of live arms on this Pioneer team with guys that throw in the low 90s. You mentioned spin rate earlier with some of their pitchers as well, and Kokel started catching as a sophomore because they needed somebody.
Yeah, Steve Paxton was kind of bemoaning the fact that there haven't been a lot of catchers to come through UHigh. It's not an easy position to learn or to master, that's for sure, but Kokel, most improved player according to his coach, so he's come a long way.
This is flared foul. They've had the pitchers, that's for sure. Zach Fry was an All-Stater back in 2016, now on Indiana State. Mentioned Jack Sauser now at Northwestern. 1-2, 1 out. And a swing and a miss.
Took something off there. Got him way out in front.
Brewers pitching coach Derek Johnson's a UHigh alum. And not an alum, but for those of us in the older category, former Cardinals pitcher Danny Cox lives in Freeburg and coaches youngsters down there.
Is that right?
Yeah, we had him a Chiefs game a few years ago in Peoria. There was a strike. That's when Simon Tachi was our pitching coach. Those guys were longtime hunting buddies. So Simon Tachi made a call and got Danny Cox to come up for a game and sign some autographs. The 0-1 is ripped into center field. Brueggemann with RBI number 60 and 61 on the season, and it's 3-2.
It looked like he was started to swing and almost kind of clutched there, and then still able to hit the ball and rip it. What a nice swing and hard hit ball from Colin Brueggemann.
Sauser allowed one earned run in his first 37 and 2/3 innings on the season and gave up 2 on that one pitch. That one's in the dirt. Taken off for second, throws high. And Brueggemann will take second on the wild pitch.
Kokel did a nice job. You saw him. He shifted his weight. He didn't reach. He got in front of the ball, smothered it. It got away from him just enough for Brueggemann to advance. But he really did a nice job of blocking the ball in the dirt. Or dirt-ish. Dirt-looking grass, turf.
2-0, 2 outs.
Yeah, I don't know if I like. They should put dirt there. There should be dirt on a baseball field, shouldn't there?
I would think so. 2-0, and that's a strike.
Not painted turf.
Well, it's dirt on the mound, but not dirt on the plate area. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Pitchers aren't baseball players, though. They're pitchers. Just a joke.
You're going on your own limb on that one. 2-1. It's in the dirt.
Just a joke.
3-1.
I'm a big fan of catchers, and boy, just Kokel is putting on a clinic out there as far as shifting, getting in front of those balls that hit before they get to him.
Line drive left field is a base hit. Gerke's waving him home. The throw from left field. Then he threw on the brakes.
Yeah. He waved him and then was yelling right in his ear.
Yeah. You'll have that both ways, too. Sometimes you'll get the coach throwing up emphatically the stop sign, but at the same time he's yelling, go, 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 so they hit the cutoff man. And it's runners on the corners here for Eli Hill. Hill's hitting .455. He is verbally committed to Eastern Illinois as a junior. High school sports fans, never miss another game. Become a subscriber to the NFHS Network to watch live event coverage, game replays, and highlights from high school sporting events across the country. Millions of athletes, thousands of games, one destination, NFHSnetwork.com. We are high school. The Freeburg student section making some noise now. It was UHigh's turn earlier. Now the Midgets are rallying, and they got a big flag. A couple of them there in the front row. Waving one of them that says Go Freeburg on it. The other one is just a big white F logo on the blue flag. And They made the long drive up, and they're having some fun. Runner goes for second. Throw is going to go into center field. Oh, cut off by the second baseman.
I was just going to say a while ago, back in the day, on first and third, the catcher would come out and call a play. It would either be throw down, or it was going to be cut off by the second baseman or the shortstop and then thrown back home. Fake a throw to second and throw down to third, or throw it as hard as you could, as high as you could back to the pitcher and hope that somebody breaks on that. Now they just kind of throw it through.
Yeah, I don't know if that was designed for being
I know,
airmailed, right?
That's what it reminded me of, except
so for
the fielder would go in front of the bag, not into center field.
Way behind it, yeah.
Yeah, that seems to defeat the purpose.
3-0. There's a strike. Mentioned 179 miles from campus in Freeburg on South Monroe Street to here at Duffy Bass, the furthest of the 4 teams in 2A. A check swing, he went around. Not the furthest of the weekend. Newark came 193 down from above I-80. Timothy Christian 125 and Sacred Heart Griffin 68. And normal UHigh about 500 feet.
Right.
But they are on the ropes here. Bases loaded, 2 down for Hayden. Not a 1-run game in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Second walk of the inning for Sauser.
Yeah, walk, single, got that strikeout, his 4th, and then a single, a big wild pitch. A single and a walk, loads him up. And he starts hot with a first pitch fastball for strike 1.
He likes to be aggressive early in the count, so don't be surprised to see him go after the next one or the one after that.
Goes after this one. It's swing and a miss. Runner's coming home. The throw to the plate is not in time. Aggressive base running by Brueggemann, and he gets it under the tag to tie this game at 3.
That might be the shortest wild pitch, the distance between home and the wild pitch to score a run in baseball history. I mean, that was how he got down there. I mean, he's a tall drink of water and got some long legs. And man, just beat the throw home.
It's a swing and a miss too, and it didn't trickle away far from Kokel, and he just missed the spot here.
I mean, I don't know exactly where it ended up because I was watching Brueggemann come down the line, but
it didn't get past the Redbird head.
No, I didn't think so.
0-2. Check swing. He laid off that time. 1-2. Ott's hitting .359. Chance to do some damage here. He's got 30 RBI and 9 doubles on the season. And ground ball right side is through. Freeburg takes the lead. The throw to the plate is in time. He is out. They called interference, though. And now he's safe at the plate. He blocked the plate. Can't block it like that. And it's a 5 spot for the Midgets. Let's take a look at this one.
Great opposite field hit there for Ott. And a strong throw to the plate.
Ruled to block it. He made the call immediately. That's one of those where you see it either way. You don't want the collision at the plate with player safety, so you don't want that block at all. But that throw took him into that spot too. So, you know, where else are you supposed to go? How are you supposed to catch it? Because otherwise that ball goes all the way to the backstop. So that's one of those tough spots, but you definitely understand why it's there at the high school level and as a rule. But it's a 5 spot for Freeburg.
Well, I remember getting laid out in that kind of position as a catcher before.
Yeah, but you guys didn't even have helmets back then. So. Pitch is in there for a strike.
Leather helmets, just like in football.
1-1 with 2 down. Pitch is upstairs.
Well, we saw an upset in game 1, if you believe rankings and polls and all that stuff, and the makings of one here.
Fouls this one back.
We knew coming in how devastating this Freeburg offense was. Columbia coach Neil O'Donnell said it's one of the best he's seen in the last 15 years as a coach. Taking advantage of a couple of walks and just beat the ball all over the field.
There's a swing and a miss to get him out of the inning. There were 2 strikeouts, but they send all 9 batters into the 4th inning. It's 5-3 in favor of Freeburg. UHigh scored 3 in the 2nd. Freeburg scores 5 in the 3rd, and Carson Beal will lead off the 4th. And a foul ball down the left field line. It's one of those things where UHigh had a runner on second, 1 out in the 3rd, a ground ball back to the pitcher, and the runner hung himself out to dry between 2nd and 3rd, and a base running mistake. And the other team comes back with a 1-out walk to start a 5-run rally, and here's a ground ball to 2nd. And sometimes it's just how that goes. We saw it in the game yesterday where a team had bases loaded, 1 out, didn't score, and then in the bottom of the inning turned around and gave up the lead, and they had a chance to add on. And just seems a lot of times in baseball, and that's how it goes.
Real nice scoop on that one by Bergman over there at first. He's made quite an appearance here at State. Dashing to home plate on a wild pitch that only got about 15 feet away from the catcher.
There was somebody warming up in the UHigh bullpen, but I can't see through the fencing down there to see who it was. A couple players ran down.
You wouldn't be able to read the white number on the gray jersey anyway.
Also a true story.
So here's the question on that last inning, and I'll be the devil, or play the devil's advocate, or whatever you want to call it. What's a catcher supposed to do in that situation when the ball's thrown up the line like that, and it just happens to be in the baseline? Was he supposed to step out of the way so the runner doesn't get touched?
I really don't know. It's 2-1. The only ruling can be is that if he went there first before the ball came there, and that's in the umpire's judgment, is that's 2-2, and I get that part of the rule. But yeah, I don't know. You don't want to just let the ball go because then the runner keeps running. So you got to go catch it. But I guess you're supposed to come in off the line and catch it a step in front of the line so the runner has a clear path to the plate. By the rule of the law, that's the answer to your question. You're supposed to come in front of the plate and come on, not block the line, not block the base running line. So 3-2 here for
SMH.
Moselle.
SMH.
Moselle pops it up. That's playable. Brueggemann foul territory. 2 down. And that brings up Evan Kokel.
And it was a difficult half inning for him with the throw into center field. It was luckily caught by one of his infielders and then to be called for interference.
Yeah, there is action in that bullpen again now that I can see, but you're right, you cannot. I can read the number 24. So, when he turned around, I could read it on his back, and that is Jack Bach, who is 3-0 with a 1.03 ERA in 10 outings, a junior getting loose. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Yeah, I could not read his number when he was facing us and the small white number on the front, but with the binoculars on the back, that made it doable. 1-2.
Oh, here's another broadcaster's nightmare for you. Doing hockey from the end zone.
Yeah.
We did a Peoria Riverman hockey game one time, and when they're coming at you, you had no idea who was who.
2-2, 2 down, and misses outside. Kokel struck out in the second. He's been catching Started catching, I should say, as a sophomore. Now a junior, hitting .348.
Got 8 doubles. That leads the team.
3-2 is swung on and hit out to right center field. And Blumenkamp makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning, and that's crucial. After you put up runs, you throw up a 0, and that'll send us bottom 4, 5-3, Freeburg. And we head into the bottom of the 4th. Freeburg, they're ready to get right back to work.
Oh, yeah. After an inning like that, you sprint to the dugout and grab your bats. You want to get back up there and get back to work.
Left fielder Cade Smith, he started last inning. He starts this inning. He grounded out to start the 3rd, and at that point, Sauser had set down 7 in a row. Then it went walk, single, strikeout, and 4 straight reached after that strikeout. There was a wild pitch mixed in, and a stolen base. Curveball, missing 1-1.
Smith hit leadoff earlier in the year, hit a skid, and moved down in the lineup, and Lane Otten went to the top of the order for Freeburg. He hit a skid, and he's still almost hitting 400.
Yeah, 387.
Yeah, that's the kind of skid anybody would like to get on.
Pops this one up, and on the right side, Beal and Coco came together, and neither of them caught it.
Well, in theory, you want your first baseman to take that ball. And the catcher, they both were kind of going for it and kind of thinking the other guy might get it, and nobody got it.
Take a look at it here.
Beal's coming in, and it looked like he wanted to call for it. And you saw him kind of glance at the catcher, and
then he threw his glove up at the last second and kind of got in the way. It doesn't matter. Sauser gets the strikeout. His 6th of the day. First of the looking variety. Here's Will Fraking. He walked and scored in the 3rd. .333 average on the year. When Blumenkamp, who's on deck, singled in the 3rd inning and put all 9 of their hitters over 300. Blumenkamp was .299 to start the day. Now over 300 with that base hit last inning.
Freeburg's been giant killers all year. They beat every 4A school they played. Beat Belleville East in a rematch. And now they're facing a second-ranked team in the state and leading them by 2. Just about midway through the ball game here.
Jabot Catholic's always in there, and some good teams up and down that schedule. Alton Marquette, and the 1-2 is called strike 3 again. Yeah, Granite City, Belleville West, you mentioned East, Highland. Waterloo beat twice on a day on May 29th, and then Harrisburg. Harrisburg was ranked. The last poll before the start of the playoffs, Harrisburg was number 17. And that was across all 4 classes. The 0-1's a swing and a miss.
Blumenkamp singled and scored in that 3rd inning rally. Followed up the walk with the base hit to the right side.
Down the right field line. That stayed in play. Right onto the warning track. And Adams takes care of that for a 1-2-3 inning. We're through 4 to the 5th inning, and it's a 5-3 lead for Freeburg. Matthew Davenport, Matt Armstrong, and Carson Bonaparte due up for the Pioneers here in the 5th as they go to work. against Lane Otten. Otten, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, which both scored in the second inning. He's allowed a pair of stolen bases behind him, and he has struck out 2. Also had a big double play behind him during the first inning. The defense has been advantaged Freeburg so far. They got the out between second and third on a ground direct to Otten. They turned the double play. And no errors. Ground ball first base. That is a foul ball. Davenport hitting .274. Oh, and 2. That is low.
He's one of 6 seniors on the UHigh team. They're all going on to play ball in college.
Outside corner, called strike 3.
Heck of a pitch there from Otten, catching the outside corner.
Armstrong hitting .382 before the day. He singled in the second, and he was out at second base. .926. He drove home a run, but then when the throw came in late, drove home 2. You're right. When the throw came home late over the head of the catcher, he tried to go to second. It was actually .916. It was the pitcher backing it up, and here's a nice play at first base by Brueggemann. Hits the pitcher Otten in stride. There's 2 down. Otten's done a nice job fielding his position. He got over to cover first there. He ran down the runner Chase Adams in the third, and then he had that play backing up the plate to get Armstrong in the second. So 3 good defensive plays for him.
And for you kids at home, that's why they do that all during spring training.
2 down. Oh, that got
right off the coconut.
Bonaparte in the head. He shakes it off and quickly runs down to first. First base umpire Mike Wiley is going to check on him.
It didn't appear any the worse for wear. Carson's not really a natural leadoff man, but the Pioneers really didn't have a leadoff guy, and it kind of fell to him, and he's done a great job in that spot. That's not quite the way you want to get on base. Luckily, he's okay down there.
Chase Adams hitting .311 before the start of play today. He's 1 for 2 and a ground ball to short. They'll take it to second for the fielder's choice to win the inning. We head into the bottom of the 5th, and it's a 5-3 Midgets lead. Matt Sauser faced the top of the order here in the 5th. 1 bad inning. Not just today, but on the season for Sauser. His ERA was 0.20, allowing 1 run on the year. Before that, 5 spot in the 3rd. Yeah, swing and a miss for Otten. Pitcher versus pitcher here. Otten's got a fly out and a strikeout. And there's strike 2. Drew Gerke coaching over at third, giving the signs there, just clapping for Otten. Get back in the box, but a swing and a miss. He's down on strikes for the 3rd time today. That's 8 strikeouts for Sauser. He throws that curveball for strikes like this. That's unhittable.
Yeah. Hard to lay off of it, though.
Here's Colin Brueggemann. Time called right as he was about to deliver. Brueggemann delivered the big hit in the 3rd inning. The plate 2 with 2 outs. And Ott got the 2nd big hit. Put him on top, and this one just misses. Brueggemann with the second on a wild pitch, and then heads up base running. He scored to tie the game on a wild pitch that was only about 20 feet from the plate. Skies this one to left, playable there for Jones. 2 down.
He's the kind of kid you're surprised when he makes an out, you know?
I've seen a few of those so far today. Game 1, guy batting .558 as he goes 1 for 2 and lowers the average.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Here's Eli Horner. .429 average. He's 1 for 2 today with the stolen base and a run scored. Pitch is pop foul. Playable maybe. Nope, that's going to be in the stands.
I don't care what sport it is, the UHigh kids turn out. They have great crowds. If it's football, basketball, it doesn't matter. Volleyball, girls basketball. And it doesn't matter what year it's been either. It's been forever like that.
Pitch is a strike.
Give Sauser credit. He had one bad inning, like you mentioned, but he's come back out there and just keeps chucking it up there and making some awfully good pitches.
Two and two, 2 outs and a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 9 on the game. UHigh down 2 as we head to the 6th. They're at Duffy Bass. We head into the 6th inning. It's 5-3 in favor of Freeburg. Conklin, Jones, and Beal do part of the order for UHigh. And Freeburg trying to piece together 6 more outs to get them to a state title. Mentioned one bad inning for Sauser. You can make the same argument for Otten. The only inning he allowed runs was in the 2nd, and then he walked 2 in that inning, just like Sauser did in the 3rd. Walk to start the inning, a 1-out RBI single, a wild pitch, a 2-out walk, and then a base hit, and then they got the out at second base to end the inning on the overthrow where he backed up the plate off of the single and then got the out at second on a throw down to the shortstop. Other than that, he's allowed 1 single and a hit batter, and that's the last 3 innings. Pitch is low. UHigh has lost 3 runners on the base paths. Actually, count fielder's choice is more than that, but just regular 3. Right. Pitch is in there for a strike. 1 on a double play. 1 on a base running mistake between 2nd and 3rd, and 1 on that overthrow to the plate where the batter who had singled was thrown out trying to move up to 2nd. The 2-2 here is swung on, driven to center. Blumenkamp makes the catch. 1 out.
It's interesting. Earlier, Steve Paxton said, I figured going into the postseason, if we could score 4 runs, felt pretty confident about the fact that our pitching would be able to hold it steady as long as we played sound defense. Well, here they are with only 3 runs and trail it by 2. So he's going to need a little bit. He's going to need a couple more than 4 in this one.
Well, they beat Decatur MacArthur 1-0 on May 29th, and that's the last time they scored less than 4. They beat Quincy 3-2 on May 21st. There are a couple other low-scoring games in there. They beat Chatham-Glenwood 2-0 May 12th. They beat Edwardsville 3-1. But the times they allowed 5 or more, they scored 12, 16, 16, 11, and 13. The last 5 times they allowed 5 or more. Now they've allowed 5 today, and they've only got 3. Pitch is outside. Their losses... Excuse me, I got the wrong tally there. Their losses.
They had that 3-2 squeaker in the sectional semifinal.
Right, yeah. That's the one I skipped over. That was the walk-off.
Right.
Macomb tied it in the 6th, 2-2, and then they won it. But the last time they allowed more than 5, they gave up 8 to Chatham on May 26th, and they scored 9. So they still won that game. But yeah, other than that 3-2 game against Macomb, they scored 3 against Springfield and lost 5-3. That's the only other time they've scored 3 or less since April. So they are used to putting up 5 or more. And they're going to need at least 5 today. There's a base runner with the walk, as Evan Jones walks for the second time today. 20 was their season high. They did that against Decatur Eisenhower May 11th. 20-8. That's a long game. 18-0 against Decatur MacArthur. A couple 17s in there. Get a meeting on the mound with Freeburg. I'll tell you can purchase a DVD keepsake of today's event. Click on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event video player, or click on the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. You can also click the digital copy button under the event video player to download a digital copy of the event right to your computer.
Give a quick shout out. I'm not sure she's watching, but the one person I know from Freeburg is Maddie Heidenreich, who did weather at the TV stations in Peoria. She's no longer in the business, and she's married, so that's not her last name anymore, but she is a proud Freeburg Midget. Didn't have to look up the mascot because we had many conversations about Freeburg and the Midgets.
Ground ball left side is through for a base hit. And it's first and second, tying run aboard now for Moselle.
Great job going with the pitch there by Beal. Pitch middle to outer half, and he just stroked it right between shortstop and third base. And Pioneers get a little rally going here. Got to have 2, 1, 3 or more.
RBI single and a pop-up for Moselle on the day. The pitch is in there for a strike. We had a little bit of rain during the first game today. Played through it. There was a call for a lightning delay that lasted about 90 seconds, and then they decided that it was far enough away that we didn't actually need the delay once they had cleared the field and were about to clear the bleachers, and ended up not doing that. That was in the middle of the first inning of game 1 today. Then it rained and cooled it off about 12 degrees.
Yeah.
And now it's picked back up. This pitch foul to the roof.
Pretty lucky weather-wise, though, for what they were talking about.
Absolutely.
They were talking about 95 and heat indices about 105, 110. So I know the fans and the catchers and the home plate umpires are pretty happy. It's warm, but it could have been a lot worse here today.
Right now it's 81, feels like 86. It was 87 when we started, and then immediately cooled off to about 75 when we got that rainstorm. And there's a called strike 3. Moselle flinched like that might hit him, and instead it was on the inside corner for the 4th strikeout, and we're going to get a change of some kind here.
Heck of a breaking ball there from Lane Otten.
We're going to get a runner. And a hitter change, I believe. That's Jake Schwartz at the plate. Number 1 is running. That's Charlie Veracruz, a freshman who scored 12 runs so far in 15 games this year. Jake Schwartz is the batter. .344 average, 5 doubles and 19 RBI. Schwartz is a junior.
Sure would have liked to seen him pitch this weekend, Nate. But he pitched to the super
down the right field line. Foul, yes.
Developed a blister mid-game, and Steve Paxton knew that, it was only going to get worse, and he would not be able, once those things pop, he wouldn't have been able to pitch anyway this weekend. So he just kept him in there and used him up on Monday because he wouldn't have been available to pitch anyway.
6-1, a 0.55 ERA. They're hoping for Chase Adams in game 2, a lefty. 0-1 with 2 down. Bounced in, nice stop.
Way to hop a knot.
Well, it was the 6th inning in game 1 where SHG had a pair of pinch hit extra base hits to score runs and tie the game, then take the lead. UHigh hoping for the same 6th inning magic for a pinch hitter. Although SHG did not hold on to win the game, they did get a pinch hit double and a pinch hit triple, back-to-back batters in the bottom of the 6th inning. And those extra base hits hit the exact same panel, the right field wall under the scoreboard. And here is a strike, 1-2.
Freeburg fans on their feet now. Chance for Otten to get out of the inning here.
These normal kids haven't sat down since the day started. The 1-2 curveball foul just above the dugout and right into the stands.
Nice job of spoiling that pitch.
The young lady wearing a Nike hat caught that one.
Yeah.
3rd row right behind the dugout.
Wow.
1-2, 2 down. Swing and a miss. Otten gets the strikeout. Back-to-back punch-outs with the tying runs aboard. We go bottom 6 in a 2-run game. And the second 2-8. A 5-3 lead. And they'll have the heart of the order. Eli Hill, Hayden Ott, and Cole Sandenrick are due up against Matt Sauser. First pitch to Eli Hill is flat out walked and scored. Takes the ball.
Had to cut off Sweet Caroline at the best part. I'm proud of the fans for keeping it going, though, to the bop, bop, bop.
Popped up right side, and that's into the stands.
And I know that sounds silly, but it's just one of those things we took for granted all our lives, that there are going to be fans out here at ball games, and to have them out here again, it just kind of, I don't know, brings a little joy back into the old heart, Nate.
Ground ball right at the first baseman.
Didn't mean to swing.
1 down. No, he was trying to get out of the way of that.
Sauser showed a little bit of his gumption out there. He didn't fall apart after that 5-run inning, and still pitching effectively. And almost got Ott there in the midsection. And Ott turns around and said, I think he hit my jersey.
Yeah. Strikeout and a single so far for Ott. Curveball inside for the strike, 1-1.
When I do that with my shirt, it's like, oh my gosh, it's hot.
Yeah.
It had a different meaning there for Hayden Ott, the catcher.
One out. Pitch is a strike.
Got a little Tony Pena look behind the plate there from Evan Kokel.
Just need to throw from that. You'll be good. 1-2. Hit towards right field. Adams coming on, makes the catch.
Sauser trying to keep it right here and give his team a chance on the top of the 7th.
They'll have 8-9-1. Davenport's 0 for 1 with a walk. Armstrong's 1 for 2 with a 2-run single. Foul out of play. And then Bonaparte's 1 for 2 with a single and hit by a pitch.
We saw number 1 fall in game 1, and number 2 is trailing here late in the game. And it was easy to look and see, oh, well, it's going to be great to see UHigh play SHG again. Well, they might.
They might, yeah. In about 90 minutes.
Yeah. It wasn't quite what folks had in mind, maybe. That's why they come out here and play them. You never know.
They played May 25th. It was a 7-4 SHG win.
What was the World Series? Was it the Reds and the A's, and Tony La Russa was the manager, and the A's were going to demolish them, and I don't know if the Reds swept them or
They
not.
did. Here's a 1-2 pop-up that's caught in fair territory. Blocked by the batting cage shell of the Illinois State Redbirds. So I see a right-hander throwing. Out in that bullpen. The pitch home to start the inning is a strike. They're hoping. And they won't need another pitcher in this one. Might be Aiden Luge, 27. The delivery is bunted foul because I could see a 2, and all the others with that are in the game. You think it's Casey?
For Freeburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it might be Luge, 27, but you got a better angle if you can see that number.
I can. Well,
So
and I've got binoculars.
There you go. 0-2. Maybe they won't need him.
And bifocals. So
Otten trying to finish it off himself. It's outside for a ball. Last inning was a big spot for Otten. There were 2 on, 1 out. He struck out Moselle looking. He struck out pinch hitter Schwartz swinging. And here's a ground ball to second from Davenport. Over to first, 1 out.
time is running out on the Pioneers here.
For the Pioneers, this is the baseman, number 9, Matt Armstrong.
Here's Matt Armstrong, who has a 2-run single and a ground out to first.
And one of the strongest number 9 hitters maybe in the state, hitting .382.
Bonaparte on deck, then Chase Adams. Adams has a walk-off hit in the postseason, so he's been clutch, and they want to get the lineup to him and Conklin, give themselves a chance here in the 7th. We saw a 4-run top of the 7th in the first semifinal as Timothy Christian rallied to beat Sacred Heart Griffin. The 2-1 on the corner, 2-2. These Freeburg fans in the first 5-6 rows are all standing right by the dugout, and there's a bunch of parents up above on the walkway, not even sitting. 2-2. Grounder foul. Those are the ones probably too nervous to sit, right? So they're up there pacing back and forth, leaning over the railings. Got some UHigh rally hats going on their side. 2-2 off the mitt to the backstop.
And we knew this Freeburg team could hit coming in, and they just, the one big inning for them, and right now it's been enough.
Got a piece of it to stay alive, barely. 8 runs in this game, and they've come in 2 half innings, 3 in the top of the 2nd for the Pioneers, 5 in the bottom of the 3rd for the Midgets. Liner to third. He caught that out of the air. I thought it was going to bounce right at his feet. He caught it before it did. 2 down. Nice play by Freaking.
Had him played perfectly.
Yep, he was in right even with the bag, and I thought he was going to take that on a hop. My bad there. 2 down. Last out for the Pioneers. Top of the order due up.
Team home run leader, team RBI leader.
Foul out of play. 20 extra base hits. Today he singled in the first, was forced out at second. Grounded to short in the third, hit by a pitch, and forced out at second in the fifth. One and one, 2 down. Adams on deck as the tying run. Driven to right field. There to make the catch. Freeburg gets the victory. Upset Friday here at Duffy Bass. Just like everybody expected, we'll get SHG and Normal UHigh, but it's going to be in 85 minutes in the third place game. And the Freeburg Midgets will play the Timothy Christian Trojans tonight at 7 p.m. in the state title game. Lee, couple of upsets today.
It's the
and there's the Stitch you were talking about.
There he is. That's Elvis Stitch, too. Well, no wonder. The king. 46 presidents and 1 king. That's right. The old 1-2 here, Nate. 1 and 2 go down, and that's the beauty of sports and baseball. I mean, these kids believed in themselves. They went out there and they made the plays, and one big inning, that's all it took.
That's all it took, and the Midgets will play for the state title game at 7. We'll be back on the air at 4 o'clock. Third place game with Sacred Heart Griffin and Normal UHigh. Then the state title game at 7 p.m. For our entire crew here from Chef Tech Productions, everybody at IHSA, from my partner Lee Hall, I'm Nathan Bliva. Thanks for watching the two-way